Yeah, we're back in the restoration shop and I got this plane. Most likely would have ended up in the garbage, so we're going to take this, I wouldn't call it trash, but anyways, this lovely little plane, and it's basically a wind-up. And as you can see, I'll get the light in here so you can see there's a spring that's broken, but all the rest of the gears are working. And so we're going to open it up and fix them, and we're going to put new propellers on it. And when you run it along then, the propellers are turned. Lovely little thing. Yeah, this is going to be a while because I need a new spring most likely. But you can't get this box out and repair the spring unless you uncrimp all this metal here, right? And have it in two halves. Then these two little covers have to come off. So that's what we're going to do first. So I get a flat pliers and let's get to it. I'm just going to show you something as a little trick. There's these little dentation cuts here. Hang on, let's get that up there so you can see it. There's one there, little cut here, a V shape to go around the corner, and there's one here. Now that's where you start prying open first. That's where you'll get your lead in. Right, let's get over this side. Where am I? There we go. I tilt it up a bit so you can see it. That's where you start bending it open. That's like what we call the vulnerable spot. I gotta get more light so you can see what I'm doing here. Do you see that? There we go. And I'm just gonna bend this open. See? Slowly back. And we'll keep doing that until we're around the plane. Take a good look at the tabs and what's holding what here. And you know, everything will start coming apart nice and easy if you look, pay attention at your tabs and everything. And try to open it up cleanly, you know. To be dainty with these things. Otherwise you break tabs and all sorts, see? These flat pliers are a great job for this kind of stuff. Once you get it up. Because then when you put it back together, it goes very easy because the tabs are all straight. Just like from the factory. See, there we go. So with those two off, and we're still working on the, see there's one wing loose. I have a little bit more to do over here and all the way around, and we'll have her off. Now I had to pry in this tight area down here by the wing. I had to use a knife just to get it, to space it a little. And then I use the pliers. But I gotta start from the beginning here again and crimp around. And this side as well, you can do it on this side too where it folds in. It usually opens up. Just want to show you how I do it again. I get the flat it up 45 and just move along like that. Try to keep it that way. And that way when you're putting it back together, it's all quite straight and easy to hammer down, tap down. I'm going to get to this corner now, which is going to be very tough. Most likely you have to use the blade here to get this just to peek up a bit. There we go. So that's more or less the wings out, right? Might catch a little. Now we got to do the back area. Same thing again. So when you get it apart, you think this wouldn't come off, right? But sometimes just a little bit of wrangling around, like pressing down and pressing up, will get this clear of this, see? Now I'm clear of that spring piece. Now all I gotta do is tilt up and down and just get over the wheels, and all of a sudden it releases it. You know, they manufacture them quite smart. Now the gears are all working because I tried them when I had a look at it. So you can see when I do that, the gears inside move. And that's what you want to check for when you're getting one. That does that, see? That means just the spring is broken, so we can do something with that. Now we're down to the nitty, I don't know what that was, nitty bones of it. We can fix it. Almost I was in there to help it support it. We'll take that out. Oh, and there's another piece. All right. Now I've got to get this whole motor out, which is still a puzzle. There are the wings. I don't see how the motor comes out yet. I don't see any tabs up here. The motor is kind of fixed down in there somehow. So if I take off the wings, I don't know what happens. Oh, I see a tab there. There's one. And there's one here on the end. Okay, I've got them. So there's two tabs holding the motor, and if I can get this one to straighten up, lift out and pull back. This is a tab down in here. If I can straighten it, I'll lift it out, pull back, and it should come out. You have to keep a very good eye on how you do these things. Now that's twisted inside there, so I may have to take the wings off to twist it straight, which I think I will do. And with a little bit of pushing and shoving, see the twist, I pulled it out. That's great. Now what you want to do is straighten those up right away so you can get it back in. Now the way I can get this back in properly is to take the wings off and put it in, insert it in this here. It's a little nuisance, but it's worth doing it properly. Nice and gentle with the tabs, straighten them. Keep as many tabs as you can. And then this side. Boy, they give them a good old twist sometimes, you know. Ah, it slides back. There we go. So we have the shell, the wing seat, and then this can come back in here again like this nicely. There you go. So we're all set. Now we have the motor out. I know it needs props and everything, but that's a great start. Yeah, so what I got here is when I hold the spring here and wind it up, it works. Hang on, there she goes. So basically all that's happened is there was a little T-joint here that you turn and twist at the end of the spring, and it's broken off. So all I gotta do is create another T-joint up in here on this spring with the Dremel and a diamond blade and turn it into that hole, and my plane should work again, which would be absolutely lovely. Well, after an hour, I had it all in and it broke off again. Tried it again. But after an hour of, I don't have a key for this yet, I'll make one. Bending and fiddling and twisting and straightening. There she goes. Right? It's a little stiff still, but it looks like it's going to work. I should be able to hold the wheels and do that. There you go. I think it'll loosen out after a while. I hope so. I'll do a couple of little checks here to make sure it's not a little bit, can be a little bit better, but I'm quite happy with it. It's fairly loose at the moment. Yeah, the motor's working and I've just pinned it back in. Now I'm just doing this tin foil trick where you put a little tin foil on and you rub. And it's supposed to get rid of a little bit of the rust marks. Let's hope so. It's okay if it looks a little old. Just trying it on the edge of the top of the plane here where it's all rusty. Looks better. See that? It looks a bit better. Let's try the wing. I mean the tail. This tail piece. I don't know why it does this, but it's supposed to. I might have to put a bit of pink on that. There's a little bit of marking down there. And I'll keep at this for a while and polish her up, and then we'll see where we're at, huh? Tin foil away. So now you have to crimp all this plane back together nice and gently. Try not to make too much damage. Sometimes you have to use the metal side. You want a bit of a backup underneath. I should maybe put in the tail. Ooh, hold. Yeah, so I need, on the prop plane, I need the propellers to be fixed onto the shaft so they press on. So I'm using a safety pin. And I cut one end here. Like that. Could have been a little closer. There. And then I'm going to solder it on to the propeller here like that, and that'll tighten it on the shaft enough. There's one done. Hang on, I'll get it in the camera a bit for you. See, and there's one on it, and when you press it on, it fixes on the plane and stays there. It's like a spring load. That's how I'll fix these propellers onto my little plane. So I just got to do the second one. Here she goes. Whoop. Let's do it again. I didn't have the wheel back. Oh. I made a key, a nice key for the plane out of an electrical piece with the two screws so I can make it lock on. A nice click there. Right, take the key off, put her down here so you can see it. There we go. Excellent. She doesn't go very far, but she does run, and there's the key I made. Now, I tried to keep it as original as possible. There's new props on it and that, but it's original as possible, and the actual props work. And I tried to make it look old, but I cleaned it up a bit. But I still want it to look old.